Good morning, everybody. Hope you had a great weekend. We were really cold here. We awakened Sunday morning as opposed to Saturday morning to 3 inches of snow. That was the forecast, so it came in a day late. The storm we thought we were going to catch was well to the north of us on Saturday, but the cold temperatures remained, so the ground was cold, and we got about 3 inches of the real light, dry stuff. And it was pretty easy to clean off the driveways, etc. Naturally, the dogs and the kids loved it, getting out and running and romping in that, and it wasn't such a bad deal. So much needed moisture. We will take it, especially in the form of snow when the temperatures are really low. I don't really, I've been here since '76, so, but I don't remember any snow of significance this early. We've had some mixing before, so we could be in for a pretty cold winter. That's what the forecast say. Okay, the financials were higher pretty much from the get-go. We had a strong close on Friday. The market was rallying up. My guess is that the large financial players knew that Japan would officially be in a recession on a report over the weekend, and that's where I was. So Japan has reported 2 quarters of negative growth. They are officially in a recession, and that took stock markets around the globe lower, and the financials, you can see, pretty much had that built in on the opening where it rallied up, and it peaked early. Japan makes their announcement in A or B period, and the market kind of drifts lower. So we have the breakout from 22.5, 23, and then we extend the range up here. So this 23, 24 is pretty good support. I think it's going to be down to the direction of the E-mini today. If you know which way it's going to trade, you've got the trade in this one. The inverse relationship really works pretty well early in the session as the day, as the session deepens or lengthens. It doesn't work very well. They kind of separate. And it's been my experience, if I needed the E-mini to go up or down to make a trade in the financials or any other market, the E-mini won't do it. So you really have to take your trades on the basis of your setups and your ideas in the particular contract that you are trading. Okay, we have news today that can impact the trading. Empire Manufacturing Index plus 10.3. These numbers have been coming in higher than forecast last month. Industrial production plus 0.2. Manufacturing plus 0.3, and capacity utilization that nobody pays any attention to at 79.3. Now, remember about 6 months ago we started talking about how the shale oil production in the United States would take inventory levels below their historic norms because we don't have to build in lead time to get crude from South America, Nigeria, the Gulf states. Well, right now, I think that the cheap natural gas is bringing back foundry, high BTU, high energy manufacturing processes to the United States slowly but surely. So we're going to see industrial production numbers will probably start to be higher than you would normally expect, given whatever the recent news has been, because of this transformation based on lower energy costs of the United States back to heavy manufacturing. There's a competitive advantage doing it here. So number one piece of news to hit the news will be the Empire Manufacturing. It can cause a quick reaction, doesn't usually last, but industrial production right here will be the news focus today, and that does last. It can swing markets. So that's it for the ZN. Looking at the ZB, it'll be similar. If the E-mini sells today, this one probably will rally, continue to rally. If the ZN rallies, we'll probably see selling in this complex. So we got the knob spreads considerably wider at 1510 this morning. We went out at 1502 on Friday. That reflects the buying. And we're holding in pretty well. We're in the same situation. We broke this thing out in the 23-24 area. Last rotate down in London was 27. And we're, resistance is 8 to 9. So 7 to 11 is sell 1. Sell 2 will be 15 to 19. If the E-mini sells, we do not want to be short. And so we'll have to get through the rotations. On the buy, we got the breakout at 23-24, so 21-25. Was where we'd like to buy it, but because we're trading above the buck right now, we'll make it 25 to 29 for buy 1 and 17 to 21 for buy 2. But I like buying against the 20 area better than the 28. Naturally cheap, Charlie. Okay, gold reaction was pretty tepid over the weekend. Didn't do a heck of a lot. Resistance held, which you might expect. I mean, after you had a $45 plus rally off of a statement out of the Bundesbank, you would anticipate that we would have a pause day to day as people sorted it out. We're at 87 right now, so the first sell zone is going to be in this 90 to 92 area. Then we're going to make it, if we get through that, my guess is we're probably headed to 1200. I put an article up this morning about the physical demand for gold is higher than the production these days. It's not gone away. Every one of these hard sell-offs, you always read about coins, silver and gold coins, flying off the shelves for every production run. And the gist of the article is central banks selling to keep the price of gold down so they can hide all the money that they're printing, disguise that. There's some truth to that. And nobody comes in and dumps $1 billion, $1.5 billion at the market on the opening unless it's not their money, unless they're trying to send a message out. And the only people that would be doing that would be central banks. And we have the EU, we have Japan and the United States all do it. And they're trying to divert attention from all the money that's being printed and all the deficit spending, all the borrowing to at least have paper to send their checks or account balances to send to their creditors. It won't end nicely. The best case scenario is probably Japan's stagflation that they've been in since 1992. The large multinational companies that could export have done pretty well in Japan, but their domestic shops, smaller businesses have not. Since 1992, that's a generation. Growth solves a lot of problems. Okay, we had a pretty strong rally on Friday. We had a close. It opened higher in Globex and immediately found sellers. So 76 is definitely selling. 75.25 to 50 is where resistance is. That's sell 1. And then 75 to the buck will be sell 2. The ISIS on their videos, their propaganda videos that they put out, was busy. They beheaded 16 Syrian pilots and officers and soldiers, and they sawed off the head of an American and who converted to Islam. And again, it doesn't matter if you're a Muslim or not. If they find a reason to kill you, and they kill a hell of a lot more Muslims than they do people from the West, then they're going to kill you. And it's not a sanitized death like they do by injection. I mean, it's more than gritty. They are savages, and they use that to effect. People throw down their arms when they march into their cities, or did early on, in the hopes that they wouldn't have their head cut off, and that didn't work out very well. So they're actually, their tactics are kind of backfiring on them now. As they should. Vladimir Putin, who was on center stage in Asia, was relegated to the sidelines of the G20 meeting, and the message being put out with a lot more resolve and public statements by Canada, by England, by Australia, and the Anglophile minus part of the world minus the United States has put their foot down and told them to get out of the Ukraine. Now, whether I doubt if they will, but again, and Europe, the European Central Union is, or the European Union is talking about new sanctions. Okay, we have these single prints right here, and we have them on Friday on the late rally up. So we're at 98 right now, the single prints, so 10 to 20 is sell 1. London's high was 35, so maybe stops above that 35 to 45, sell 2. On the buy side, 75 to 85 will be buy 1, picking up the bottom, and 50 to 60. But the euro, if you can trade London time, really represents a great opportunity. And we do have a nice European, Middle Eastern contingent that do trade it. Little tough when you're in Asia. Might keep you up past your bedtime, but we have people in the United States that get up early and trade it with great effect. It's just it's good. It's a market that trades technically. Everybody knows where support and resistance are, and if there's not a new piece of news out overnight, time into those areas, they're honored. Okay, the United States sold on the Japanese news, as did everybody else. Obviously, somebody knew it, and you can see right here, there's the Asian low when Asia opens up, and it's recovered. And we're still in a very strong market. We're still dealing with very strong P. Getting through 40 is proven to be tough, so we'll be in the same situation. We're at 33 right now. London's high is 35. This is first resistance. But the easiest trade, once again, to see is to sell failure to take out 40 to 43. And we got these single prints. So this 35 to 37 area, picking up this area right here, might be as good as we can do. But I think we're going to do higher. The E-mini does whatever will hurt the most people short time, And after every market around the world sold overnight, a little rally off the opening to retest resistance would really, really get a lot of people scratching their heads. So I think that's probably what's going to happen. The second sell will be 40, basically 45 plus or minus. But failure to get through 40, I think, is the easiest trade to see. Okay, the news, Empire will cause a reaction. 10.3. This number in Philadelphia and last month came in much higher than forecast. Industrial production, plus 0.2. This is what will swing the market, in my opinion. Manufacturing, plus 0.3. And then capacity utilization, that nobody pays any attention to, unless we're in inflationary times, and that's at 79.3. Or unless the Fed is fighting inflation. So we do have news to get through, and I'm guessing this market's probably going to try to trade higher today, or at least retest resistance. Okay, 25.27 is pretty obvious, and we're at 33, and they make us pay up to get in. So 30 plus or minus will be buy 1. And buy 2 will be 25 to 27, and that 25 to 27 is much stronger support than the 30 area is, as you can see, because there's a lot of activity. The value area is at 28, etc. But we do have a low volume number that comes in at 30 also, so it could hold. And the pattern or the tendency is to make us pay up early in the session to get in, and then best support remains 20 to 25. And later in the session, we usually have a shot at our preferred levels, but not until resistance has been tested. Okay, it'll take at least 15 minutes to get everything up and posted. I'm going to get busy on that. Be back with you as soon as I can later.